Charlotte just had the biggest single population gain of any city in America, but smart buyers are looking past the city itself. They're looking at five suburbs about to pop, and I'm walking through every single one. After close to 30 years in this market, I'm breaking down what you need to know to decide which one best fits you. The truth is that the Charlotte you're picturing in your head has already changed. As I said, the city just had the biggest single year population gain in the country, and the metro ranked 5th in the nation for total growth. According to the new census figures reported by Axios, Charlotte added about 20,700 new residents from July 24 to July 25. The metro added another 54,000 people on top of that. That means more buyers, more competition, and more pressure on the most popular neighborhoods inside the city. Even so, the regional market has cooled a little bit. We're sitting right around the $400,000 price point mark with about 3 months of supply on the shelves. Buyers have a little more room to breathe than they did 2 years or so ago. And keep an eye out because one of the suburbs coming up is built around new construction luxury that changes the whole Charlotte got too expensive conversation. When the city gets more expensive and more crowded, buyers widen the map. That's the pattern that signals expansion, not weakness. And the first stop on this list is one with the strongest data behind it. Real quick, before we move on, if you're already running this comparison in your head, trying to figure out which suburb fits your move, I love to help you make sense of it before you start making offers. I'll do the neighborhood deep dive with you, pull live inventory, and tell you what a listing won't go for. My contact information in the description below. All right, let's get back to the list. So let's start with Fort Mill because this is where the numbers line up with what buyers feel when they get there. Water views, kids sports, walkable dinner spots, and a community that feels planned without feeling fake. And buyers are responding to that. Fort Mill grew almost 7% in a single year. The Census Bureau called it the fastest growing Charlotte metro city of its size. That's over 2,400 new residents in 12 months, roughly 20 miles from uptown, right off I-77 with South Carolina tax treatment instead of the North Carolina rates. What the town has built around that lifestyle is what makes the numbers stick. You've got Kingsley where you can grab dinner by the water or walk around town center. You also got Baxter Village with that front porch planned neighborhood feel. And just south of town, you've got Annie Springs Closed Greenway with around 40 miles of trails on 2,100 acres. On price, Fort Mill gives you a pretty wide range. The main market sits in the low $500,000 price range. Townhomes come in lower and newer luxury homes push it into the other $700,000 to $900,000 price point and well into seven figures. This fits buyers who want a polished family suburb, newer construction, good South Charlotte access, and a place that feels easy to live in. Buyers comparing Ballantyne, Steel Creek, TGK, or Indian Land usually end up looking hard over here. Now, quick buyer notes. Test the I-77 commute at the hour you'll drive. That access helps, but it can also shape your entire day. Verifying your school assignment through the Fort Mill School District locator because it's tied to a specific address. And understanding the South Carolina property tax setup, very crucial. Owner-occupied homes get a 4% assessment ratio, but you have to apply for that classification. It isn't automatically given at closing. If that polished planned community feels like your speed, this is the cleanest verified growth pick on the list. Now, the next stop is a different kind of play because technically it's not a suburb. Forget everything you just heard about polished planned communities. Twin Lakes is a luxury custom home community over in Weddington in Union County, and it's still being built out today. It broke ground a few years back on 116 acres with 2 sections inside the community. New construction is active. Builders are still releasing homes and demand sits within the Union County School Districts, which has a strong reputation in the area. That mix of new construction, Union County schools, custom homes is why this one truly stands out. A lot of older suburbs around Charlotte are already built out, so buyers have to wait for the right resale home to hit the market. Here, you still have builders releasing new inventory daily. And a couple of stops from now, we're going to look at a suburb where opportunity comes from a much different place. But let me tell you how private and wooded Twin Lakes is. Walking trails, lake views, larger lots, and the kind of finishes you expect from a custom home community. This luxury to ultra luxury with prices that run wide. Most of the inventory is in the 7 figures, with newer estate homes pushing well into the $2 million price range and beyond, depending on the lot and the build. For buyers chasing an affordable suburb upside, this probably won't be the pick. This is for a better fit for the luxury buyer who wants new construction and doesn't want to wait for the right older resale to hit the market. And with a community this small and these high ends, you want to verify everything before you fall in love with the house. Builder, lot, HOA, build times, taxes, justifications, and Union County school assignments truly by that address. Don't trust the marketing copy alone. Get into the paperwork. So this is more of new luxury scarcity play, and it clicks once understanding the bigger town wrapped all around it. So what does scarcity look like as a real estate strategy? Weddington is the answer. This is the lower density estate version of Union County. Larger lots, custom homes, quieter roads, and land use plan designed to keep it that way. The main pattern here is large lot single family homes, and the planning documents push to protect that character. Translation, this town isn't trying to become a mass production home market. That limited supply is part of the appeal. You're about 15 miles southeast of Charlotte, served by Union County School District, with room to breathe and a quieter horse country feel. The broad market here starts around the $1 million price range and goes up from there, with plenty of luxury homes pushing well beyond that point. Now, here's one thing that buyers get wrong. A lot of folks confuse Weddington with Indian Trail because they sit in the same county and both get marketed under a broader Union County banner. But these are two different markets. Weddington is a lower density luxury play. Indian Trail is a more attainable production home area. Same county, very different price points, and very different lifestyles. Now, a few buyer cautions. Confirm whether the home is inside the town of Weddington or just market it as Weddington area. That distinction affects schools, taxes, and utilities. Many parts of town aren't a Union County sewer, so septic systems are common and soil conditions play a big role. Drive Providence Road, Weddington Road, and Ray Road at your real commute times. And if you're looking at the Indian Trail side, drive along Independence or US 74 at rush hour, because that commute alone can change the value of the home for you. But if you want acreage, privacy, custom builds, and a town protecting its character on purpose, this built is for you. All right, the next suburb moves in a very different direction, with a downtown that's getting rebuilt and a price tag that hasn't caught up just yet. Most Charlotte buyers haven't taken this next suburb seriously in a long time, and that's exactly why it's very interesting. Kannapolis is the north side value pick with real reinvestment behind it. The city has about 61,700 residents and is still one of the lower entry points in the metro. But the bigger thing is to watch is downtown. This used to be a mill town, but now you can feel the change. You see it first around Atrium Health Ballpark, a roughly $52 million downtown anchor that also works as a public park on non-game days. Then there's West Avenue with its linear park concept, restaurants, breweries, music, and visible street level reinvestment. And it's not just lifestyle. Along I-85, multiple major projects are helping bring jobs into the area. The Canopy Realtor Association recently called it one of the top markets in the region for buyer showing activity. What makes this one stand out is the price gap. The broad market sits in the high $200,000 price range to low $300,000 price range, with renovated homes near downtown pricing a little bit higher. Compare that to Fort Mill, low $500,000 price points, Weddington over $1 million, and you'll see why it's still obtainable while it's changing right in front of your eyes. So who is this for? Buyers priced out of the closer-in suburbs or Lake Norman towns who still want a downtown with real momentum, real events, and more accessible entry point. It can also make sense for buyers working on the north side around Concord, Cabarrus County, up the I-85 line. Just don't treat Kannapolis like one big neighborhood. The city has different school assignments, commute realities, and housing ages. verifying which school system the parcel falls under, whether that's Kannapolis City Schools, Cabarrus County, or another district, and make sure the price gap is actually worth the drive. With that said, you have a downtown that's changing while the price tag hasn't fully caught up just yet. That's a short window kind of a bet. Now, the last suburb on this list is playing a longer game. This suburb has the longest runway of the bunch, and there's a few reasons it deserves a closer look. Huntersville is the North Corridor lifestyle play. Lake Norman access, Mountain Isle Lake, I-77, North Charlotte employers, Birkdale Village, parks, greenways, and the whole Lake Norman chain of towns within a short drive. It's not a small town anymore, but it still feels established without feeling overbuilt. The bigger play here is transportation, and it comes down to two pieces. First, the I-77 express lane already running 26 miles up from Charlotte to NC 150. That changed the commute math for the entire north side. Second, the Red Line, a proposed 25-mile commuter rail project that would connect uptown Charlotte with Huntersville, Cornelius, Davidson, and potentially Mooresville, running on the old Norfolk Southern line that the city of Charlotte acquired back in 2024. But the Red Line isn't happening tomorrow. The next design phase is expected to start in the middle of this year and run roughly for the next 18 to 24 months. So it's a long-term catalyst, not a 2026 commute fix. But it's the kind of catalyst smart buyers pay attention to. On price, Huntersville runs in the mid $500,000 price point for the broad market. Inland homes and townhomes come in a bunch lower. Homes near the lake or near newer luxury push it a little bit higher. That fits buyers who are priced out of the Charlotte suburbs or the lake proximity and the whole North Corridor lifestyle without paying Cornelius or Davidson waterfront premiums. Now, a few buyer notes. I-77 is feature and the risk, just like Fort Mill. Test the drive and compare the toll and cost against the time savings. And don't lump Huntersville, Cornelius, Davidson, and Mooresville all together. The clean way to think about the Lake Norman towns is this. Huntersville keeps you closer to Charlotte, while Cornelius gives you the more of that lake life. And Davidson has the small town college feel. Mooresville, on the other hand, pushes you farther out, but gives you more inventory to work with. Same general area, very different homes and very different price points. This one is probably won't pop overnight. It's a durable lifestyle suburb with a transportation catalyst building underneath it. And that's the kind of move that rewards buyers who plant a flag early. The suburb that feels right for one buyer can be the wrong move for another. What decides it is how you actually want to live in the Charlotte area for the next 10 years. Get that match right, and the rest of this decision gets easier. If you're ready to take this list and turn it into a real plan, shoot me an email at mark@allbrick.com today. I'll build a custom suburb breakdown around your budget, your commute, and your timeline. And if you're still deciding between the suburbs and living inside the city itself, the video I've linked here ranks the six Charlotte neighborhoods you actually need to know. Until next time, hope to see you around town.